LLC, a limited liability company. It's a business structure in the U.S. where the business owners are not personally liable for the company's debts or liabilities. A limited liability company, they're hybrid entities that combine the characteristics of a corporation with those of a partnership or a sole proprietor. While LLC features are similar to that of a corporation, the availability of flow-through taxation to the member of an LLC is phenomenal. Many states don't restrict ownership, meaning anyone can be a member, including individuals, corporations, foreigners, foreign entities, and even other LLCs. Some entities, though, cannot form an LLC, like banks, insurance companies. Regulations around LLCs vary from state to state. So welcome to Biz Coach and Coffee, where we combine business strategies and coffee. In this series, we're talking about business entities. We get a lot of questions regarding the differences of the business entities. So today we're talking about LLCs, which is a more formal partnership arrangement that requires articles of organization to be filed with the state. They're easy to set up, much easier than a corporation, and provide more flexibility and protection. LLCs may not elect to pay federal taxes, but instead, profits and losses are listed on the personal tax returns of the owners, owners. Or the LLC may choose a different classification, such as a corporation. Now, if fraud is detected or if a company hasn't met the legal and reporting requirements, now creditors may go after the members. So here's some advantages and disadvantages of LLCs. The primary reason owners opt to take an LLC route is that the principal's liability. An LLC does have certain liability protections, and they have some great features. They also have some disadvantages, especially concerning structure of a corporation. So depending on the state law, an LLC may have to be dissolved on part of death or bankruptcy of a member. And it's also in contrast to a corporation, which can exist in perpetuity. So an LLC may not be a suitable option when founder's ultimate object is to become publicly traded corporation. So any person starting a business or currently running a business as a sole proprietor should consider forming an LLC. This is especially true if you're concerned about limiting your personal legal liability as much as possible. So LLCs can be used to own and run any type of business, except the ones we mentioned before. And in some states, some professions must form a special professional LLC. An LLC can be used for a business of any size, from one owner, operator, to businesses with many owners. LLCs are also the most common form of a legal entity used on rental and commercial properties. So LLCs do provide personal asset protection. It's very limited. So it means that you, the LLC owner, are generally not liable for any of the debts insured by your business and most business-related lawsuits, because you're not personally liable for creditors or people who file lawsuits against your LLC cannot collect against you your personal assets like your bank accounts, your car, your home. They're limiting to collecting from your LLC's assets, like your company's bank accounts or any furniture, fixtures, or those assets. Another great feature is pass-through taxation. LLCs provide the owner with pass-through taxation. So the profits or losses of the business incurred passes through the business owner's personal tax return, and such profits or losses are taxed at the owner's personal tax rates. So single member LLCs are usually taxed the same as a sole proprietor. The owner reports the LLC's profits, losses, deductions on IRS Schedule Cs and files it with his or her own personal returns. An LLC with 2 or more members usually is treated like a partnership for tax purposes. Again, profits and losses are reported on owners' personal returns and taxed with their personal income. Because LLCs are a pass-through entity, their owners may qualify for other pass-through deductions. An LLC is simple to form and operate. Unlike a corporation, it's not necessary to have officers and directors or shareholders or board meetings or other administrative burdens that come with a corporation. LLCs are very, very flexible when it comes to ownership, management, and taxation. There's no minimum or maximum number of owners, also called members, and whoever's in charge is the managing member. Many LLCs only have one member, but the LLC can have up to 5, 10, hundreds of members. An LLC can be managed by their members, so the owners all have responsibility for day-to-day running the business. They can also have the option of designating one or more managers to run the business. They can designate members, non-members, or a combination of both. LLCs can choose how they want to be taxed. So, like I said, they're taxed usually like a sole proprietor or a partnership and have the options to be taxed like a corporation. Just file another document with the IRS. LLCs can choose to be taxed as a C Corp or an S Corp. Forming an LLC to run your business gives you credibility. It reassures a customer that you're a real business, that you have an official name to use. Here's some disadvantages. It generally costs a few dollars more to operate an LLC than to sole proprietor or have a partnership. So filing fees must be paid to legally establish the LLC. Although not legally required, it's desirable for the LLC to adopt a written LLC operating agreement, laying out how the LLC will be governed, how once it's formed, annual fees, taxes will have to be paid to the state. And this all varies from state to state. So investment disadvantages. LLCs are not ideal for business owners who are seeking outside investors. And it's particularly true if you're looking for funding from like venture capitalists who ordinarily only want to fund corporations, or corporations work best for outside investments because stock can be issued for investors' money. Outside investors can invest in LLCs and receive ownership interests, but this can be more complicated than being part of a corporation. So think about, are you an LLC? Are you taking advantage of all the things that come with an LLC? Make sure you don't commingle. So if you have any questions regarding this episode or any other episodes, please let us know at steve@bizcoachsteve.com. We look forward to hearing from you. If you have any other ideas, let us know as well. Here's to your business success. This is Biz Coach Steve Feld. Have a great day.